All right, welcome everyone back to another edition of the Broker to Broker podcast. I'm Marc Summers, founding president of AIME. Today, this person came highly recommended. Really excited to talk to him. He's been through a journey, and he's going to tell you about his journey and tell you about what he's doing right now. But I want to welcome everyone. I want to introduce everyone to and welcome Jeff Humphries. He's a branch manager at Edge Home Finance. Jeff, thanks for joining us today.
Hey, thanks for having me.
No problem. All right. So, yes, we've talked a little bit, but tell us about your career because, you were a Marine, or I'm sorry, you were in the service. I don't know which one. You were in the service, and then you did law enforcement, and now you're writing loans, which it's a unique path. And first off, thanks for your service. I can't thank you enough for that. But tell us about your journey.
Yeah, it's been crazy. So young dad, been married to my wife for 27 years since high school. Ended up joining the military when our first daughter came along, back when I was young, about 19. Did 6 years in the military. And then right out of that was recruited by a local sheriff's department, went to the sheriff's department. Shortly, I was with them maybe a year. They put me in undercover narcotics. So did the street level drug stuff for years. Then I went to the FBI Safe Streets Task Force, and I worked undercover for them for many years. Thought it was cool, man, running and gunning as a little 20-something-year-old and having a blast, but not making any money, coming home busted up and bleeding almost every weekend. And, I thought it was great back then, but looking back, I did a lot of things I shouldn't have done for a lot of things they put me through and not much money. So we had a bad incident happen, and I decided, hey, man, this is the time. I tried to get them to pull me out of narcotics. They wanted to keep me in there. I said, man, my family's grown. By then I had 2 daughters with a third on the way and still not making any money. I asked them to pull me out. They wouldn't do it. They liked me where I was. So I said, you know what, I got to find something different. Well, I've always led teams. I've led a narcotics team, SWAT team, and I got an offer from a buddy out in Nevada to work at a large scale gold mine out there and help run a team. I mean, I didn't know anything about gold mining, but he knew I could lead, and he knew I could get his guys together and get them to do what they need to do. So he got me out there, and man, best job I ever had. Loved it. Good group of guys. Pay was a lot better than the law enforcement side, and really enjoyed it. My wife and I are big outdoors people, so we love to hunt. Nevada, hunting over desert and sagebrush just wasn't our thing. So
I bet.
Would have stayed there forever. We started looking at coming back down south. I had a old military captain turned loan officer on the retail side. He was with Cross Country at the time, and I reached out to him, and he helped us buy our house down here in Alabama. And he said, well, what are you going to do when you get to Alabama? I said, well, I don't really know. I guess try to find a mine. There's a graphite mine up the road, something like that. And he said, well, what about coming over and trying to be a loan officer? I said, well, I don't know anything about it. He said, well, I'll teach you. He said, you pass your test. I'll help you buy this house, help you get you moved, and you pass your test, I'll get you set up and we'll get you going. So I got here, studied for about a month. I passed my test. He hired me. Small little salary, like $2,000 a month just to get by. And still had no idea what I was doing, man. I was Googling how to do the job. He wasn't helping me. He was gone, literally just coming up with this on my own. Luckily, I had a good processor, ex-military girl too as well, that actually I brought to Edge with me since then. That kind of helped me through. She'd been doing it a while, and man, not getting paid anything. I think I was making 1%. Of course, when you first come to the business, you got your friends and family, so you're going to be kind of busy in the beginning, But once that dries up, you're like, what do I do now?
Right.
But it never really slowed down for me. I had my big, all my people come to me first. I did great. I was doing about 8 loans a month on the retail side. No marketing, no kind of advertising, and it was going good, but I got recruited by a local correspondent broker here in town, and she of course told me, I know the pricing is going to be different. You have more options, but I'll teach you all that, right? So I agreed to come to work for her. She wanted somebody on the team that knew how to do VA loans, and I was doing a ton of VA loans, and came over. She was nowhere to be found. She was taking 30% of my income. And man, I was online one night, and in some broker group that I somehow got accepted to, and asking how to price out a loan, right? And this guy from Edge, Kyle Rogenbuck, he jumped in and he said, "Man, I'll help you." He said, so he got on the phone with me, helped me price out this loan. I didn't know what lender paid, borrower paid. I didn't know what any of that meant, right? And so he helped me price it out. And at the time, Edge wasn't in Alabama. So he said, "Man, as soon as we find something out, as soon as we get licensed in Alabama, I'll give you a call." About 2 weeks later, he said, "We're licensed in Alabama." And at the time, I think you had to show that you were closing 2 loans a month regularly for the last 12 months. Well, I didn't realize this old broker that I was working for was putting all my loans in her name. So I didn't have anything showing up, right? But they took a chance on me and they hired me, and here I am.
Look at that. Yeah, no, Tom Ollie's, he's one of our board members. He does so much for the community. He full disclosure, I mean, he texted me and said, "You need to get Jeff on right away." You know what I mean? He's like, "This guy's crushing it right now." I was like, "Heck yeah, I'm always looking for guests." So, the one thing I want to bring up with all of your, we'll call it law enforcement background, how have you used some of that, like the skills, like the emotional side of things when you write loans? Because it's like, if someone lost an eighth on an interest rate, you know what I mean? Maybe you floated them. Most loan officers here are going to think the sky's falling. You've probably seen a lot worse. So it's like, hey, relax, so how have you used your prior training in the mortgage world?
I mean, especially the narcotic side of things in law enforcement, you've got to have interpersonal skills, right? If you don't, you'll die. I mean, that's it. So I try not to. I mean, things like that don't really bother me. I mean, they do. I want my clients to have, the best of everything we can get them. But I mean, I guess I'm just good at speaking to people. I can kind of relate to them. I try to, figure out what we have in common, relate to them that way, and use my interpersonal skills just to keep everything in line and keep everything moving and keep my clients happy. I mean, I think that's what it's all about. I'm not a big tech guy. I don't even have a CRM. I've been in the business 4 years. I don't have a CRM. I don't know anything about that. I need to get one because right now I'm going back through 4 years of lending pad and Arrive files and trying to call refi people, and I realized I made a mistake. I should have had a CRM a long time ago. So, yeah, it's all about interpersonal skills. I have Facebook, and I post things that no other loan officers are posting, and I try to look human. You're not going to see me in a suit and tie. The picture I sent you was AI, right? So I'm the guy that just shows up in a T-shirt and jeans, and I am what I am, and I think that's helped me in this business. You don't have to change who you are. People want to see they're working with a human and not just what everybody else is doing.
Yeah, there's a lot of people, like, literally jaws are dropping right now that you don't have a CRM, but you're going to get one. It'll be fine. So, like, when you transitioned over into the mortgage industry, whether it was your first time or when you got to Edge, what was like your big eye-opening moment, or what was your biggest adjustment?
Mortgages. Well, I'm an in the field type of guy. I'm used to being out and working with people, and I didn't know anything, and so even when I came to Edge, I mean, I first time really pricing out a loan without help, and I guess the hardest part for me was sitting in front of this computer all day, every day, and I mean, I would do 12 hours a day in front of my computer, on the phone with people, and got put on blood pressure medicine. I mean, I went from working narcotics and getting into all that to and perfectly fine to working in it with a computer and being put on blood pressure medicine. So it was a big difference for me, So that was my thing, to try to adjust to different job style. I mean, just working on this computer, not being out in the public, not talking to people. And that's when I realized, after a couple months of that, business starts slowing, right? Well, you don't need to be at your computer. You need to be out in the field, handing out cards, meeting people. And so when I figured that out, I started delegating responsibility to other people and got good people on my team. It gets me back out in the field. I can talk to people. I'm doing what I like to do, and the numbers are coming up.
That's absolutely awesome. When in your mortgage journey career did you go, yeah, I'm going to stick with this? This is nice. Was it like the first loan you closed and you're like, man, I got paid, or was it you really helped one? Like, what was your defining moment there?
No, I hated it. Like the majority, I've only been in business 4 years. First 2.5 years, I absolutely hated it. It wasn't until about probably, I don't know, a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago with Edge, where things started to click. I got a good processing team. I've got good LOs on my team. Uh, Things just, I mean, I still don't know everything there is to know about loans, but when you got the right people on your team and you got the right people backing you up at your company that you could call for help, you figure it out. So about a year and a half, 2 years ago at Edge, it just clicked. I think delegating responsibility and having other people, finding the right people to do the things that you don't want to do, that free you up to do the things that you do like to do. I think that's a game changer.
Yeah, yeah. No, I just did a podcast with Jason Frazier and we were talking about it. And it's like, track your days and see like what you really waste your time on and how much time you spent on actually money making activities. And you're right, getting out in the public and passing out cards, doing whatever you do to make yourself, like a front facing person, you got to do it.
Yes, sir. I agree.
Yeah. So, okay, with everything that's going on here, one thing I want to touch base on of what you said is like you're a personable person, and that's why people trust you. Like, what's your secret sauce there, though? Like why do you think people trust you, or like what do you do anything a little extra that makes people trust you?
Man, so I'm always up front. So I'll tell them, this is what you got, and this is what may happen, right? So there's no surprises. I always try to keep the surprises off the table. Uh, if I'm pricing out a loan and they take 2 days to get me their docs, but I already priced them out 2 days ago. I let them. I know they're going to take a little while to get me their docs. I know it's going to take a while for me to get them locked into a good rate. So I let them know up front, hey, this is a possibility of what can happen over the next 2 days. So try to eliminate the surprises, and really just treat them like humans. Not when I even using my military captain that helped me buy this house and in a house I bought when I was 25 years old. The loan officers I dealt with, him and the other one, man, they barely answer their phone. They wouldn't answer their phone. They didn't explain anything. I don't even know what I signed, right? Matter of fact, I don't even know how he got me this house out here if I didn't have a job lined up in Alabama when I bought the house, right? So looking back, I just remember how I felt, just felt lost. I've got my wife asking questions I can't answer. I don't want my people to feel lost, right? So I explain where they understand. Most people don't understand what any of this means, right? So you just gotta kind of, I don't want to say dumb it down, but you do. I mean, they're not in this business. They don't understand. They're like I was 4 years ago. Uh, I just try to give them the real expectations up front, and just so there's no surprises.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. What I've learned, I mean, I've been doing this a damn long time. But what I've learned is like I try to read people right away, especially when those first stocks go out. Do I have to go line item by line item with them? Are they just more interested in their payment and what they need to bring to closing or get at closing? Like, and you can really dive into it. But it's a people reading business. You know what I
Yes,
mean? And
it
I
is.
think I think you know that more than anyone.
It really is, and then you don't want to give them too much because you start giving them too much. I made that mistake too. You try to explain too much, then and that opens up a bunch of doors that you don't want to jump through. So, but yeah, you're right. It really is. It's a people pleasing business. I mean, we're salesmen just like any other business. You know, just like me trying to buy drugs from somebody when I was undercover. They've got to like me, they got to trust me, and it's really no different. I mean, buying
God,
houses.
I would like to do another podcast with you, but just on all the experiences you had there. I mean, because I bet you have some wild stories.
Oh yeah, it was crazy. It was I still miss it. It was, I mean, what 22-year-old doesn't want to be given money to go out and buy drugs for a living and have fun, I mean, it was great. I miss it, but man, the money, it just wasn't there. And it just wasn't, it's not for a guy, by the time I got out of it, I had 3 daughters and I wasn't making any of their games or any of their things, I really I couldn't be seen out in public much. And, outside of that. So yeah, just trying to keep all that together was tough, and I miss it, but I'm glad I'm out of it.
Well, good. Well, we're glad you're in our industry. Like with all of your background, like one of the other things you said is you know how to run teams, and obviously you're a branch manager with Edge. So tell me a little bit about your team, like how many processors you have, how many people, and then like as a leader, like how do you lead them?
Okay, so So my team, I actually didn't recruit any of my LOs. Every LO I think I've nine LOs on my team right now. Every one of them came to me because they saw something out that I posted on Facebook or heard something, and they came from other places. I brought a couple from Cardinal. The guy that hired me, the captain that hired me, he transitioned from cross country to Cardinal, and that's where I worked at for 9 months before coming to the broker side. But everybody on my team, they actually came to me. I'm not a big recruiter. They came to me because they were at retail offices or whatever, and they weren't happy. And just a quick conversation and telling them the difference. I mean, it's amazing. I had one call me the other day just saying, I can't believe that I've done half the loans this year that I did last year, and I've made 3 times the money. So I've got the 9 loan officers. I brought one of our account executives, a team lead from Cardinal. I brought her when rates went up. Cardinal on the wholesale side fired all their salaried employees, and she came to me. She's my main processor. I've got another local processor friend of mine that I hired here, and then I've got a girl that I use for all my one-time close construction loans over in Florida. So I've got 3 that I use, and we've got a great third-party team that Sid Larson just put together. So I use them, and my guys, they're kind of like me, and the reason I like Edge is Edge doesn't bother me, right? Edge lets me use my time how I want to use my time, lets me, build my brand how I want to build it, and they don't bother me. But when I need help, I know there's 50 people I can call for help. Tom will pick up the phone and he'll help me personally. That's how they are too. They want to be left alone. They want to be able to do their job, make their money for their family. But when they need me, they call me. So I don't make them do a weekly Zoom meeting or a weekly team meeting. I just reach out to them every once in a while. Hey, everything good? And with my team, silence is good, right? If they're not reaching out and I'm not hearing anything and I'm seeing them close loans, they're great.
So. You just kind of let them do their thing.
Yeah, to do it. That's what I like, and that's what they seem to like as well.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. And I just know some people's personalities are not like that and they can't do that. You know what I mean? But like, yes, I'm a lot like you. Like I let my guys just do their thing. You know what I mean? You're just like you, they call me when they need help. And then we just have we have a channel that if something pops up or it's like a, did you know, just put it in the channel. And then I try to literally get a face-to-face with them once a month.
Yes, sir. Yeah. It's about the same over here.
All right. So the market that we're in right now, at the time of this recording, rates the last 2 weeks have gotten better. You know what I mean? And it's really created a lot of buzz in our industry, and I think it's taken a lot of stress off people because they're ticking down. How are you getting prepared for this possible little refi boom, and how are you going to use it to grow?
Well, so I haven't been pushing refis because I didn't think we were quite there yet, right? But the one lender we have that's running the refi special, I started pricing this week, and it's actually looked pretty good. I can, save my people some money. So I just now started going through my old pipeline and reaching out. I think I sent 200 texts and emails out yesterday to all my past clients that could benefit from a refi. And I've got, since yesterday, 5 in process right now, and I've got several other I got to price out today for them. But I don't have a CRM, like I said, so I'm really regretting not getting that going a long time ago. This has been a pain. I mean, I've got notebooks just piled up here. I'm trying to keep it together. So get a CRM if you don't have one. Yeah, so I mean, it's coming. I think some files are there. A lot of these DPA files we worked, a year ago, they're definitely there. So those guys will jump now. Really just reaching out to them one by one to see what they want to do. I always give them the options, quote it out for them, give them the options, let them make the decision. And of course, their one question is, well, you think rates will drop more, right? Well, I don't know. They may not, but will this benefit you today?
Exactly.
That's all you can do, really. But yeah, I'm seeing it. It's getting hotter. I mean, I'm getting calls around here in the South. I think everybody's worried about drinking beer and being out on the lake during the summer months. So it slows down, man. It's crazy. You'll be wide open till you hit June, July, and then everything just shuts down. Nobody's thinking about buying houses. And my 15 states I'm licensed in are pretty much all southern states, right? So, but but usually September through December are my best months. So, and I'm seeing it. Phone's ringing. So we're good.
That's awesome. So, as you know, and also being on the retail side, like our business is always evolving and changing. You know what I mean? Like, how do you do that? Or are you just more of that person like, nope, I stay in my lane and that's it?
Well, I mean, you talking about with the AI and all this?
All of it, anything you
Yeah,
want.
so I need to jump on the AI bus too. Like I said, I don't do any. I've never done a video. I don't have Instagram. All I have is good old Facebook, and I make a post every once in a while, and that's got me all my business right. I think out of 5,000 friends, I have 4,000 realtors. So
Really?
sooner or later, one of those realtors that I haven't spoken to, they're going to see something that I post that they like, and it may be me out here working on the farm. I mean, they like to see the personal side of you. Uh, and I've got all my business from friends, family, and Facebook. That's it. So I really need to start diving into videos, maybe some different social media platforms. I use the AI, the chat GPT AI. We've got kind of integrated with all our lending systems. So that helps.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, I've got to definitely pick it up. I'm working on it. Tom had me do this with you, and that kind of gets me out of my shell. I don't know why I could go out and talk to anybody outside the office in person, but I'm just not a video guy. But I need to put myself out there more. But yeah, it's always evolving. There's no way any of us could ever learn everything there is to know about this job. I mean, it's just not going to happen. And with everything changing, and it's scary. Hopefully I can keep up. Hopefully we all can. I think just having good people around you that are doing different things than you that you can play off of and try out. I think that's as long as you're willing to try it out and make it work, it'll work.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. So you obviously made a big transition coming over here, and we have a lot of people from the retail side that actually do listen to this podcast. You know what I mean? What would be one piece of advice to someone that's going to hop into this industry, whether they were on retail coming over or whether it's someone brand new just looking to make a big career transition and they don't know anything about mortgages? What piece of advice would you give them?
Man, before you make the move, make sure you got the right team. I mean, my team, we've got an Edge Connect private Facebook group. If I can't get somebody on the phone, I can throw it in there, man, and there'll be 20, 30 people jumping in to help me with the scenario. If you don't have the right team, you're going to be like me and end up on blood pressure medicine, right? So, yeah, you got to have help. There's no way you can jump in from retail and even know the difference between lender and borrower paid pricing and how to credit, and it just
Right.
you may figure it out, but you're going to go through it while you're figuring it out. So I think it's all about the right team, and I'm sure these people got tons of people different companies trying to recruit them, but talk to each one of them, make the right choice, and know that, you want to work for somebody that's there for you to help you through it, because the first few months are going to be rough and especially if you don't have any help. So I think that's my biggest advice for coming to the side.
No, I love that. I mean, because you need support, and that's one of the things that AIME does is, like whenever I go speak in front of people about membership and AIME itself, I always tell them, I don't care who you are, you can have the best broker owner boss in the world, but there's going to be a time where you feel a little lonely and you feel a little lost. I was like, that's what AIME's here for. You know what I mean?
That's
Like
right.
this is your community that's going to help you. So with that being said, and hopefully you can get off this blood pressure medication.
Oh yeah, I'm
I'm like,
off. I'm off. I'm
oh, you're
good now.
good.
No, I've dialed it in. I've been off for about a year, so good
Oh,
to
good,
go.
even better. Well, okay, so how, through these times, and these last 3, 4 years have been tough, so even this little surge that we got, it's really exciting again. But during those times, and even now, like how do you stay motivated and engaged and trying to move forward? Because I know a lot of people, and if you look at the numbers, a lot of people have quit.
Yeah, you're right. And it's got tough at times. It's been tough. I've never been in a real low rate environment market, so I don't really know what low rates are. I came in back when rates just started kind of climbing. I saw a little bit of it on the retail side. Can't imagine what your rates were on the broker side if I was seeing low rates on the retail side. But Yeah, it gets tough. The phone doesn't ring for a couple of weeks, and you're like, man, what do I do? But you don't quit. I mean, you just hang in there. As long as you're consistent and you're doing something every day to be better, then it's gonna come. It's gonna come back to you. It's gonna come around. Things are gonna pick up. That phone's gonna start ringing. I mean, get away from that computer. Get out, hand out cards. I've never cold called a realtor, so I won't tell you to do that. But get out there, be seen, get known. Post on Facebook, post on social media. I mean, if your business slows, it's because something's not right, and you just gotta figure out what it is and fix it. But consistency, I mean, that's it. I mean, even if your phone doesn't ring for 3 weeks, as long as you're consistent, it's going to pay off. Just don't give up. Keep pushing.
Yeah, no, I love this here because you're people that listen to this podcast. You're going to have some people that listen to this and go, "Wow, he's missing the boat with not doing X, Y, Z." You know what I mean? Like more
Mm-hmm.
on the technology side of things. But what I really want people to get out of this is that you don't have all the fancy tools. You know what I mean? Like or
Really?
you probably have them, you just don't use them. But at the
Yeah,
same
yeah.
time, like
That's right.
you're writing a ton of business, and that's what I want people to get out of this right here is that you're consistent with your message, you're consistent with what you do, and you're absolutely crushing it.
Yes, I mean that's the thing, the consistency. Like I said, I'm not a tech guy. I don't know half of the things that all these other top producing loan officers know, but I think just being myself and doing the actual footwork of it and getting out there. I mean, I've done good doing it that way. Now, how much better could I be if I did jump into the tech side of it, the CRM, all that stuff. That's what I'm realizing now. So I think there's opportunity out there, but I see so many people, even with Edge, that they focus so much time and money on buying leads and all these, CRMs and different tech platforms. They're just overwhelmed with it, and they're closing 2 loans a month. So you can't buy your way into business. I mean, these tech platforms are good. They're a good tool to use, but you can't use them. I mean, you're never going to hit that next level if you're just relying on them. People got to know you're human, got to know you're personable, and they got to like you to want to work with you. And so, I mean, I think incorporating both is the best way to go.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, Jeff, I got one more question for you. Then I'll let you go. I mean, you're obviously a very, very busy man. But with that being said, like let's say, this platform that we're using right now, you have the ability to take a couple minutes and tell loan officers across the country, like give them some piece of advice or some sort of wisdom. What would you tell a huge audience?
Man, just pretty much what I've been saying. Don't give up. I mean, times get tough in this business. It's up and down all the time. Be consistent at what you do. I'm huge on the personal aspect. People got to know you. I'm not going to buy anything from somebody that I don't know and that I don't like and that I don't trust. So building that trust with people, putting yourself out there on social media where, you look and seem like a trustworthy person, like somebody would want to be friends with, right? If they want to be friends with you, they're going to do business with you.
Right.
I mean, we all have good products. Retail has good products. Banks have good products that we don't have access to. What do they, how do they choose who they work with? Well, they choose you based on whether or not they like you. I mean, if we all have the same products, I mean, how do you win that deal? Be the
Right.
person that you would want to use for financing to buy a house, and put that out there. When you're out on your own on social media, they got to see that. And I think that is the number one thing that has helped me in this business, just being personal and being true and honest and people trust me. So
No, Jeff, you're absolutely right on everything you said. I love the simplicity of everything. And I just want to thank you for joining us today, taking time out of your day. I'm glad I was able to get you out of your shell. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So
man,
just want to really, really thank you. First off, thank you for your service. Thank you for everything you've done. But then thank you for joining us on the show today.
I appreciate it, Mark. Thank you.
All right. Now, brokers, if you want to catch up on all of our past podcast episodes, as well as other AIME Network podcasts, please head over to aimegroup.com/broker to broker. You can also listen and watch all of the AIM Network podcasts on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify. The handle is at AIM National for YouTube. So please do me a favor, subscribe to it, like it. It helps us spread the word out there that brokers are best. And Jeff, you're one of them. And you have a great day. And we'll see you guys on the
You
next
too, Marc.
episode.
Thank you.
All right.